Not too hard, really. Um, for a lot of you guys that have never seen refill done, I don't usually drill down the color. I just drill off the design she had before. Using the same color powder, I'm gonna be able to refill. I drill out pretty much all the design, prep the nails like how I would prep a regular nail. And then any lifts I'll remove, which was minor, didn't have any lifts. So when I just refill, then I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna use my size 10 brush because I don't really need a big brush for refill. I actually had one missing nail, so let's do this one first. But you don't really need a big brush to do a refill because you don't really need that much powder, right? So what's the point of wasting monomer by dipping a big brush in there for no reason? I'm gonna leave this powder, give some time, sculpt it. Now the tip's gonna be a little bit thinner, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sculpt out, make it a little bit wider. See that? The tip is smaller than the powder. But if I get the powder to be a nice medium like this, I'll be able to sculpt it and make the tip actually a little bit wider than it should be, because sometimes when you use these pinky fingers smaller, the longer it is when you're using stiletto tips, it'll have a smaller tip at the edge. This is one way to get around it, so I'm kind of like sculpting it. Come on, get off. There you go. See that? So now I can reform the tip and give it more width. And sometimes you gotta do this if you're using stiletto tips to cut down the McCoffin. Sometimes the pinky is gonna be a lot thinner than all the other ones. It's one of those things you have to do. Fairly easy. See, now the pinky is a little bit wider at the tip. And using the same powder as well, it's good to have, you know, if you have clients that get refills and redesigns on nudes and stuff like that, it's good to write down the nude that you use so you have it. Or if you keep on your station, you'll be able to know right away. A lot of times I have some nudes I just go to, so I really don't have that issue, but write it down so you'll be able to know what nude to use when they come back in. The studio is a little bit warm right now, but using a smaller brush, I'll be able to get smaller beads. I don't have to waste too much powder and acrylic and all that stuff. Now I go through with my fill. Simply just filling in the nails, just this general area. Try not to get too much powder, that's why we're using a smaller brush. So with a smaller brush, I'm able to pick up a nice round bead. Instead of using a big brush, I have to pick up a small bead. So I'll be able to just fill in that cuticle area, just like so. Just blend it in with the rest of the nail. The thing is, I don't want to use too much powder because I don't want to add any more thickness to the nail. Remember? We already have the base of the nail set up. So the last thing I want to do is add more thickness. That means that we got to do more work. And I don't want to do more work. I just want to do minimal work. Because the fills are supposed to be very fast. You should get it done in 20 minutes. See? Apex, everything's the same. The apex is the same. It's just filling in, flushing that cuticle area to redo the cuticle aspect of it. It Don's broke. It Don's not broke. This is 160 by Chisel. See that? It's a nice bead. Smaller brush gives me the ability to control the powder. Just like that. I'm very careful not to put too much powder, because if I add more powder onto this base, that's gonna mean this is gonna be more uneven. That means I have to go through and actually do more work, evening it out. So I just get enough powder for here at the apex area and blend it down so I have a nice smooth surface. It's very important, that's why I'm using a smaller brush. A bigger brush, I have to use more, I have to get more monomer, I have to get a bigger bead, and you're more than likely gonna, you know, run into an issue of picking up too much powder and having too much powder on your nail, and more work for yourself later. important part of doing a fill is getting that cuticle area nice and flush again and blending it in. See that? I'm blending that bead into the apex area so that it just doesn't add more to the apex area, it just blends into it. It's not enough powder to make the apex area thicker. If you have it a little bit thicker, that's just fine. But as you can see, if I do the side view, it doesn't really add that much to the thickness of the apex area at all. Same thing. The small brush gives me the same bead every time, same ratio, just enough. See that? Just enough. Right here, get the powder into the cuticle area. I think I'm missing, no, we got perfect amount here. I don't want to overdo it. I want to flush it to the cuticle. Get nice and blended down. Maybe just a little bit more in here. Bring it to this corner here and just drag it in. Get it nice and sealed. Like that, a nice bead. Just enough. I'd rather add more than have too much. Okay? In this process, you have too much, it's harder to remove. If you have not enough, you always add more, okay? Nice and smooth. I don't want to add too much. There you go. And that's just it. A little quick fill. A lot of guys probably don't even do fills. It's actually very easy to do and pretty quick, especially we have clients that like to do different designs all the time and you don't want to have to draw down the powder. A nice cover nude, a cover pink will be a great color that's used as a base for any design. You can polish over it without having the color being too dominant. Imagine if this was black, I can't polish over it because black is such a dominant color, but nudes and cover pinks, you can polish gel over it and it would just be just fine. It'll cover it just like how you do with regular acrylic. So using cover powder is actually a little bit easier than using a regular clear acrylic, to be honest. And if I had the choice to do a regular acrylic set and a nice nude, I would definitely do a nude over that. Same bead every time. Because I know that it's the same growth. So I know that exactly if I do the same ratio, same bead, I have just enough every nail just to get it to the cuticle area. Flush it down. Don't waste product. I don't waste time. The same, just pretend like you're doing a 2 beading, but your first bead is already done. So now you're doing your second bead, but the apex is already there, okay? So yes, even less work for you. And with this 10 brush, it gives me the ability to just have so much control. You know, I'll be able to limit how much I put up and still use the nice base of the brush to brush the product through fairly nicely. Like that. I recommend for a lot of you guys, do the fills, because the fills is a chance for you to see your lifts, see your mistakes. You'll be able to see, you know, where you can improve on next time you do the set. A lot of nail techs skip out on the fills because they don't think they need to do it, or they don't want to do it because they have to drill on the colored powder. It's based on you, how you want to, you know, structure your clientele. If you let them know, hey, I don't do drill downs, I do full sets only. You know, or if you do get if you're one of those clients like to change the color, I recommend you, you know, use a nude and do designs and gel polish. Learning how to polish is very important. Now I want to clean my brush like I always do. Make sure there's no acrylic in there. I know there's a little bit of acrylic right here, but it's still wet, so it's easy for me just to pinch out. Okay, see, a little bit of acrylic here. Just gonna pinch it out, just like that, because this acrylic is still wet. See? If you leave that in there and you let it seal, let it dry, yes, it's gonna be a big chunk of acrylic. But this is the time, this is when you as a nail tech have to, you know, take care of your tools, especially these brushes. No matter how good they are, the more you use it, the more they're gonna get congested. And just a slight mistake will ruin your brush or ruin your day, because you probably start doing a set, you take out your favorite brush, and look, there it is, a big chunk of acrylic dried up on there. Now, I got everything out. See that? It feathers through really nicely. A little bit more here, so I'm just gonna squeeze this a little bit, and then I'm gonna go back into the monomer. And this is my last set of the day, so I'm not gonna reuse this monomer. The older the monomer is, the less it's not gonna work. And boom. And I'm gonna store my brush how I want it. Just a little bit of monomer on it. And I'm gonna make sure I form it to the crimp, how I crimped it, and it's gonna seal like that. I do that every time because I want to show you guys how that is done, so you guys can do it. Start doing that, because you'll be taking care of your brush. Hey Cameron, how are you? I used a 10 brush there for that fill. Hey Jennifer. So now you know that we had our set before, so you know that this shape is already done for us. We're just gonna go through and make it more crisp. Okay, cleaning up the shape. Probably gonna be taking down a little bit of the length, because you know the edges are a little bit worn out. So you can remove a little bit length, that's just fine. Just to get that nice crisp coffin again. I'm not gonna go in too much on it because I don't wanna change the structure of the nail. Just like that. So the corners are a little bit worn out. Only way you can get this back to crisp is you gotta take it down a little bit more, okay? Once you take it down more, you get past that little brown corner there. Just like that. See? Shape is right back and crisp. Didn't have to do that much work. This is one of the benefits of doing fills, guys. The shape should be already there. If this is your set, the shape should be already there. So you shouldn't be doing too much work, right? And you still get to make good money, because if the client's doing redesign, a lot of designs, you still get that hands-on experience, the shaping, the drilling. So why not do fills? I love doing fills sometimes. Gives me the ability to go through the same process I go through with a full set. A lot of times, as nail techs, we need experience. And as many sets as we can. And yes, actually losing out on clients if you say you don't want to do fills. Because then that client could be a potential someone that looks into your profile, that wants to do your full sets. Maybe they're looking for a new tech, but they have to have a fill because they just did that. And work with them. I don't go over other people's work, yes, but until you get to that level where you can pick and choose your clientele, you need to take as many in as possible. Do the fills, yes, it'll be a little bit harder. Look at the shape, back to normal. Oh, okay, well, welcome back. This is the one we fixed. Of course, we're going to have to file this a little bit more. That should be fine. I love she says attending, like it's an attendance thing. Yes, time with me is like almost like a class. So if you're here, listen to what I have to say. Trust me, I have the experience and the knowledge. Take advantage of it. Okay. Sometimes I go off the grid a little bit and I'm too busy to do it. So when I am doing this, you need to stay here and ask questions and such. You can ask questions in these lives. I feel like a lot of you guys are watching like, oh, you enjoy watching, but I don't know if we can ask questions. Yes, you can ask questions. If I see them, I usually see them, I'll answer them as I go. Sometimes I miss one or two. See that? Just very nice cleaning up the shape, making it nice and crisp again. Quite satisfying, really. Just like that. There you go. See? And in about less than 10 minutes, we have ourselves reshaped. We just gotta do the cuticle work and redesign. We can finish a fill under less than 30 minutes easily, guys. That means from beginning to end, you can finish. If it's just a nice basic fill with a nice color and then top coat, yeah. Why not? A lot of times, a lot of you guys are spending too much time filing. See, remember that tip that was a little bit small? Now it has the same width as most of them. There you guys go. We're gonna go through, and of course, we're gonna do the cuticle work again. The most important part is doing the cuticle work. I'm gonna use my medium sharp this time because I'll be able to break down some a little bit more powder. The medium is just like my fine, just a little bit more gritty, so I'm able to eat in a little bit more powder. See that? Actually, the reason I did that because I want to be able to blend in the cuticle area a little bit better. This is my 5-in-1 medium bit. You can get this on nail-shop.com, right there in the pinned link below. Look at that, guys. How smooth the transition is. Yes, we don't have to do a lot of drilling because why? Our base of the nail should already be smooth. We're just gonna go through and smooth it out. You shouldn't be breaking down bulk because you didn't probably use a lot of powder. So that and just blending it in because remember earlier we were blending into the apex? I have to blend that in, okay? Any inconsistency, we're now using this drill bit to smooth out the base of the nail. So we have it something like this. Just like new. Honestly, if you want to tell me how I built my clientele back in the day, I built it with fills. Meaning that new clients come in the door, they're unhappy with their last job, they want to get a fill. The moment I fix that shape, maybe not as perfect as my full set would be, but the moment I fix that shape or that design or that structure, that nail to my fill, that client's going to be mine forever. They're going to see the difference between my work and the last person's work, and they're going to say, okay, I want to be with this person. So that's how you build your clientele. Building clientele, you don't always have to build new clientele. Sometimes there's clients that are just jumping around, trying to find the perfect nail tech for them. And you could be it, but if you don't provide fills, they kind of can't go to your station. So take advantage of that. Such easy, light, using the drill work, using just the weight. I'm not pressing down too hard, so that I can get the nice smooth transition. Circular motion, the way my drill bit is made, if you go circular motion like this, you'll be able to smooth down the surface very easily. Like that. And that's when I filed the cuticle. I filed too much where it creates air lifts. I don't know how to make it flush. You have to angle your cuticle bit. Angle it so that you're getting in between the cuticle. You're flattening it too much. That's why you're thinning it out too much. That's what you're doing wrong. So you gotta angle it more so you can get more of the edge of the bit instead of the flatness of the bit. And you're gonna thin it out. Yes, you're supposed to kind of flush it forward, but you don't want to thin out too much either, or else you're gonna make the acrylic too thin, and when it starts growing out, it'll start to lift because it's too thin. Lots of nail tech crews go over people's work. Yeah, I don't go over people's work because I can. It's the same nail techs that refuse to go over people's work that says they don't have their chairs are not full. If you have a big enough clientele where you can refuse to go over people's work and it won't affect your schedule, fine, go. You deserve, you know, you're in the position to do that. There are a lot of nail techs that will refuse to go over people's work, but then their book is not full. So you need to worry about getting your bills paid, filling your books up first before you can be picked and choosy between doing other people's work or not. You never know what client can be your forever client. And you lost out because you don't go over, because they just want a simple fill, or they just got a set done, they don't want to soak off. You never know, that client will be yours and she'll probably soak off the next time she comes see you. She loves your work. Of course, going over people's work, sometimes if the work's not good, it's a little bit more work, but as a nail tech, that's what we got to deal with. For me, I can fill my books up a snap of a finger if I wanted to. So I'm able to pick and choose what I do, but for a lot of nail techs coming to this industry, building their clientele, you need to build a strong clientele before you get to be picky and choosy, okay? Because anybody that says that they ask me how to build clientele and they say that, or they don't have enough clients and then they say that they don't go over the people's work, that's redundant. You don't have enough clients, but you're pick and choosy of what clients come to your seat. No, you should be taking everything and all things. Then when you have a big clientele, then you can pick and choose what you want to filter out. That's the truth. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that, actually. If this pertains to you, that's okay. I want to say it so you can hear it. You know, maybe you just need to hear it and then change your mentality. So at the end of the day, if you're not fully booked, you're not working consistently, your skill level is not going to go up as fast. You need to consistently work to build your skill. You need that consistency, constantly doing a full set, constantly doing drill work, application, shaping. I'm a realist, guys. I'll say how it is. It'll benefit you in the long run. It won't hurt you. But I'll show you how to do fills faster so you don't have to worry about taking too long. That's a good trade-off, right? Can't complain about that. What's the difference between a safety bit and a sharp bit? A safety bit is rounded, the edges a little bit rounder. This is a sharp, so it's very sharp in the edges. So safety bit is rounded off a little bit so you won't cut the client. This one, you will be able to cut the client. Yeah, safety bits, you can still cut the client if you put enough pressure and force, but it gives you a little bit more of a margin of error. Especially when you touch the cuticle or something like that, it's not gonna automatically cut it. That. Just smooth out the surface a little bit. Why don't you use a dust collector? Because I don't need to. All the dust that I have is on my gloves or either on this towel. There's no dust airborne. You see the dust coming off? It doesn't go anywhere. It comes right down to my towel. You know a dust collector is not really needed, right? A dust collector is how companies make money off you. As long as you're not throwing dust everywhere, you clean your station. My red towel right here is my dust collector. I roll it up, you know, and I kind of just get rid of the dust into the trash bin, and then I just go and I wash the towel. I'm working in a small studio right now inside my salon too, so I don't ever have dust in anywhere in my studio. I can promise you. I don't do drill downs, so I eliminate a lot of dust there too. Man, you gotta spend $300-400 on a dust collector. I feel like it's a lot of money that you can invest it somewhere else. Buy yourself some towels. A dozen towels costs about 25 bucks. You just reuse that dust collector over and over and over. Dust off your station into a dustpan when you're done. Not too bad. Sometimes people get dust collectors and they dread cleaning it. It collects dust, but you still gotta clean it. And it's loud. I can't deal with the whole vacuuming thing. The sound. Low end is very yes. Yeah, dust collectors is how companies make money off of you. Plain and simple like that. Someone complain about dust, and then someone's, oh, you know, we'll give you a collector, and here, a couple $100. See all the dust? Right there. On her hand. When she washes her hands, it goes in the sink. It is true, right? You know what a dust collector is? It's a small vacuum cleaner. Just so you guys know. If you don't want to spend $300, you can go buy one of the small handheld vacuum cleaners. Put it on low, right next to your station. That's really what it is. It just sucks in, and there's a filter. That's what a small vacuum cleaner is. So get one of those Black & Decker vacuum cleaners, handheld vacuum cleaners, for like $20-30, and just vacuum your station when you're done. Voila. $300 saved. These dust collector companies probably hate me. Probably hate me like, why the hell are you telling them this? No, our dust collectors are different. No, it's a vacuum cleaner made into a small table thing. It's nothing different than a vacuum cleaner. Trust me. You still gotta clean it out just like a vacuum cleaner. I think it's even easier to clean out a vacuum cleaner, a small handheld vacuum cleaner, than a dust collector, to be honest with you. Sell it how it is. Dust collecting, vacuum cleaning. Saving you money, yes. You know why? Because I have so many people that bought $100 dust collectors and don't even use it. It says too loud, it's too bulky. Shit, buy yourself a handheld vacuum cleaner after you're done. Just turn that shit on and go through your table, go through your tools, go through your powder. Just suck everything up, just like a dust collector would. And you won't have to have it running in your face the whole time you're doing nails. If I had a dust collector right now, you guys would be so annoyed from the live stream. You'd be like, and I'll be talking back like, we can't hear you now, Dad. I'll sound like Charlie Brown. When Charlie Brown's teacher talks. And all the gems I'll be dropping will be all like muffled. All because of that God darn dust collector. It's like an episode of Scooby-Doo. Would have gotten away with it if now Dad didn't tell everybody a dust collector was a small vacuum cleaner. All these companies are like a episode of Scooby-Doo. We would have gotten away with it if now Dad didn't spill the beans on these vacuum cleaners we rebranded as dust collectors and marked it up 5 times the amount. I don't mind spilling the tea on that either, because it's pretty much goddamn sense. It's common sense. If I just save you $300, you're looking at that nice branded dust collector, and you're wondering why does this dust collector cost so much? Go have yourself a nice steak dinner, take your family out, get yourself a nice Black & Decker vacuum cleaner, and just be like, everybody be like, oh wow, why are we going out today? Just like, I saved some money. Thought I'd spoil you guys instead of blowing it on something that shouldn't have. You can thank Nail Dad for the steak dinner. But if you guys really want dust collectors, I can go out and buy a lot of some vacuum cleaners and just label them as dust collectors. You guys can buy those. Very simple. I won't charge you that much either. Maybe $15 more than what I bought it for. I gotta make some kind of profit. What do you think of vacuum? Yeah, doesn't that make sense? Vacuum cleaners, they suck up dust, don't they? Debris, dust, debris. I'm about to show you guys the cheapest dust collector ever soon. I have a bunch of them. No, but seriously, I've had a dust collector. I've seen it. That's why I know what I'm talking about. I actually found a manufacturer for dust collectors, and I found out they make vacuum cleaners, and it opened my eyes. I was shook that these companies that make the manufacturers that make dust collectors, they make vacuum cleaners. And I realized, oh my freaking God, I'm just buying an overpriced vacuum cleaner. Not even a Dyson. Let's do all up there. So whenever I work, I take a towel and I cover my whole station with it. Sorry. I cover my whole station with it so that anything that I drill is gonna fall right on top of my dust collector that I call a towel. 12 by 12 is a good size. I do like circular motion like this, so the dust goes kind of around there. Remember, don't have a fan in your room because the fan will blow the dust around. But gravity is your best friend because when the dust gets drilled, it just goes right down. Goes drill, goes right down. That's gravity. Hey, and for those of you guys that have dust collectors and you guys absolutely love it, kudos. It works. Works for you, great. No shade. For those of you guys that are about to spend $200-300 on a dust collector, take your family out to dinner and thank me later. right down to the table. And we're about done here. Here's our work. Nice and flush. Don't have to worry about lips. It should get up in the corner here. There you go. Nice. All right. So, just want to show you guys my dust collector here. All the dust accumulated on my gloves. I'm going to buff her nails real quick. And she's going to carry her dust to the sink and wash her hands. Or I can vacuum her hands if I had a vacuum cleaner. Okay. So this is my dust, my gloves. Goes into the trash can. And my dust collector here, I'm gonna fold it up and leave it on the side. And the night, I just go in the trash can and I wash it. And I can reuse that dust collector as many times as I want. And there you have it. Of course you can, you know, use your duster, get rid of any dust in your station. Because I don't think dust collectors are perfect either. You still get dust around here and there. And just sweep it up later. I feel like dust collector will make me lazy though. It'll make me think like I don't have to ever, you know, like clean my station ever again. So it'll make me lazy. So she wants rainbow French on one nail. So Roy G, green, blue, blue, indigo, purple. And I use pink as violet. Roy G, B, blue, indigo, and violet. Let me see that now. So it's red. Oh, okay, we'll do red, orange. Red, peachy, orange. We have a yellow. Perfect. We have a yellow right here. And then we have a baby blue. We have a blue. And purple. That many colors? 1, 2, 6. We don't have extra. I have 2 blues. Ooh, it has 2 blues.
You pick this pink for
yellow.
Use the red instead.
Oh yeah, okay, red. There you go. 2, 4, 6. We're gonna do a French style. I'm probably gonna use my liner brush. It's my long end. I'm gonna prep it real quick by just cleaning out the residue. Open up my gels.
A deeper orange.
Huh? No.
A deeper orange.
This is the deepest we go. So red. One second, let me cue this up. This is my gel art paint, so I don't have to worry about it moving ever. But you don't want a deeper orange because it'll blend too much into the red. You see that? I'm trying to think the thickness. Here, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect.
I'm just doing on one, just this one.
Just one finger?
Yeah.
Once I'm happy with this, I'm going to flash gear for 10 seconds. And I'm just going to clean this brush off with a paper towel. This is gel art paint, so you don't have to use acetone to clean it off. See that? Comes right off. Then I'm going to go with the orange, a peachy orange. Clean that off a little bit there before I cure it. I'm gonna clean this red, this peach out there. Okay. Flash cure this also. And I'm going with the yellow. This is the yellow. Is the highlighter yellow? It's my highlighter yellow. Yes, it's a highlighter yellow. Oh yes, this is very tedious, guys. You don't have the patience, it's not the design for you. Pretty fun design for Pride Month. Do one now of this. Try to get this nice sharp edge here with polish. There you go. Okay, last gear. And we'll do this nice baby blue. Once this cure is about 10 seconds. Blue and then purple. Blue, blue, and purple. You guys probably will always wonder how these designs are done, right? Literally how it's done. Holding your breath, painting these ridiculous swoops one at a time. Who's got the time for this shit, right? I know. Nail techs, that's who. Now artists, that's who. Imagine doing 10 fingers like this. You think, oh, that takes so long. I think, money. More of my time being used, more money I make. Okay, okay. Well, yeah, they want this stuff. They need to pay for it. But you gotta do it right, though. And so we're willing to pay for anything as long as you do it right.
That's so sad, but so true.
Yep. She gonna do one finger today. Guess what? She's gonna get a taste of it. She's gonna be addicted, and then she's gonna come back for more. Look how cute this one finger look though. You can't help but do 10 fingers. Look at that. So goddamn cute. You got like a mini rainbow on your nail. That's like applying liquid liner, yeah. So the last one is give it a nice purple. Oh man. Look how it came together. Just made all that time I spent this one damn finger so much worth it. Look at that. The precision. The artistry. The $20 per nail. y'all. Look at that. If she's not gonna get a second job to get a whole set with all this on there, I don't know what. Hold on.
I was like, you do that little swoop right there.
For what, the red?
On the side, on the purple.
Oh.
I think I was leaning it too far over.
This is in my pigment gel, so it's very pigmented. I don't need a lot. You see the shape's still there, even though I polished that, all that. So I'm gonna kill this one more time, and I'll go back through and do the red a little bit more, and I'll fill in any gaps I'm missing. Melissa, she likes that. She's like, rainbow. So see that gap in here? I'm gonna use the thin of this. I'm just gonna fill that little gap between the yellow and this. Just to close it up a little bit. A little more clean. There you go. And I'm gonna actually make the red a little bit more defined.
Sure.
Alright. And I'm done, baby. Go ahead. And we're just gonna mat everything. We're good to go.
Shiny.
With my brush. Huh? You want it shiny?
Yeah.
Okay. It's my brush. I just clean it. It's the same material as my Kolinsky brush. So it's pigment. Make sure I go in nicely so I don't bend it. One more time. Fill in my gels. This comes in 6 neon, 6 pastel in the set. Pretty good deal, to be honest. Very high quality. As you can see, you can probably use this forever. One more time.
Sure.
I gotta mat it first before I shine it though. I wanna mat this finger before I shine it because I wanna make sure that because it's very smooth. This gel is a very smooth gel. I'll make sure that I blend everything. Oh, damn, look at that. I'm gonna put my matte first, then I'll do my shiny. What the matte does is gonna blend all those uneven surfaces. Oh my god! All those uneven surfaces. It's gonna give me a nice, it's gonna be bumpy. Then I'm gonna go through, here's my shine, and do my shine top coat. Next fill, okay. There we go. Now we'll take everything out. Actually looks pretty nice matted too, huh? But whatever the client wants, this is my shine top coat. Very thin coat, give you a really nice shine. You guys that haven't had my matte, those that haven't purchased my matte and my shine, you definitely should get it. This is the bomb. You only need a nice thin coat and it gives you a nice glossy shine. Now everything is all smoothed out. I'm gonna go back through with my shiny top coat. Bring the rainbow out. Taste the rainbow.
You know they release colorless Skittles for Pride?
For real?
Yeah, they're gray.
It's just very nice thin coat. You don't need that much. Just that amount right there. See how shiny that is? And we're ending with that, guys. Thank you for joining me. Let's take a look, another look at that rainbow nail we did with the multiple. You guys can see how I actually have to plan out how much space I had in between each rainbow effect. That actually is very important, so you have enough space. A lot of times if you do it and you don't plan that out, you're gonna get to the end and you're like, I ran out of space. I don't want you to go through that. And here we have it, guys. Just a nice natural set. Got me some rainbow. Let's do some cuticle oil. This is the top coat. This is my top coat right there. This is the fill, guys. I did a fill. This is the fill. Remember? A fill?